Morning, good afternoon, good evening, or whenever you are watching this. You know who I am by now. It's the DOUG here for week one. That is right, week one of the NFL season picks, which starts Wednesday night, the first game of the season. Why it's on a Wednesday? I don't know. Usually it's on a Thursday, but that's either near nor there. We got all the teams playing this week, so let's give it a start. The road to the Super Bowl starts now. Game one, it is the Dallas Cowboys at New York to take on the Giants. And for the Giants, they got to ask themselves, can they repeat? Can they do it again and win the Super Bowl for back-to-back? Join a very specific group of teams who have done that. Well, who knows? But anyone who knows me knows who I'm picking in this game already. So it doesn't matter who, it does not matter who, if you're watching this, because if you know me from Facebook, you know who I'm picking. So, that being said, I'm taking my Dallas Cowboys to beat the Giants. I stick with my team loyalty, so that's enough of that. Let's move on to games. Well, I actually don't have any preference, so to speak. Next game, it's all the way. The next few ones will be Sunday games. The Indianapolis Colts, under the new era, are taking on the Chicago Bears in Chicago. Now, I'm taking the Bears on this one. I don't trust rookie quarterback Andrew Luck yet. And with a new head coach, I think Bears defense are going to destroy the Colts. By the way, you can watch that game on CBS. Next game, Falcons versus Chiefs. They are in Kansas City. I'm taking Atlanta. Anyone who saw my video a few weeks ago on which 5 teams I have making it and which 5 teams I think will miss it, who made it last year, I said Atlanta is in the same boat as the Houston Texans. It's their division to win and theirs to lose, simply because of the fact I don't trust New Orleans right now. Atlanta, this should be an easy game for you guys. Yes, it's on the road, but I think Atlanta is a good team. I think they can win this one. The only thing I know Chiefs got a new head coach, so that could play a key factor maybe. Next game, easiest pick of the week. If anyone picks the home team in this, I gotta seriously ask, what kind of drinking or drugs are you doing? It is the Philadelphia Eagles taking on Cleveland Browns. I'm taking the Eagles because they're the away team in this. Sorry. Even if Michael Vick was hurt, I would be taking Philadelphia. I don't trust Cleveland. Cleveland has not been a good team in a long time. To a certain extent, I feel sorry for the city of Cleveland because they don't have good sports teams. Did somebody even remember the last time Cleveland's won a title in a sport? If you know, please put it in the comments. Let me know the last time Cleveland actually won a title. Okay? Let me know that in any sport. Next game, Saints versus Redskins. This was a tough one for me because I didn't know who to take. I had to really, this was one of the games I came down to the wire on deciding. Washington, you got a rookie quarterback. Saints, well, it's obvious they have the bounty scandal that's hit them. To me, and me alone, maybe I might be in the majority on this. I'm taking the New Orleans Saints at home to beat the Redskins. I think Drew Brees and them are going to get it somewhat together, but I don't know how well they can do with an interim head coach. And I know there's not a lot of people happy with the Saints because of the bounty scandal, so to a certain extent, at least to me, I believe the Saints are like the New York Yankees and the Miami Heat right now, the NFL, which, what I mean by that is, for any you Yankee fans or Heat fans didn't down my throat, I mean that they're the villain. I would say the majority of the NFL fans probably don't want to see the Saints succeed this year because of bounty gates. But that's here nor there. I want your opinion on that. Do you want the Saints to have a good season or not if you're not a Saints fan? If you're a Saints fan, I already know the answer. It's like me with the Cowboys. We want to have a good season. But if you're a Saints fan, don't even bother answering. I just want to know the opinion of non-Saints fans. Would you want the Saints to succeed? Next game, Lions versus the Rams. Oh, yeah. I think it's pretty obvious who I'm taking in this one. I didn't care if they were the away team or not. They're the home team. I'm taking the Lions. Rams, I'm sorry. You suck. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean just, you guys don't have anything interesting to me on the table. Plus you got a new head coach. He is a good head coach, but I still trust Detroit at home. I don't think the Madden curse is going to hit them quite yet. Next game, Patriots at Tennessee. I'm taking New England Patriots over the Titans. Come on, it's New England. It's Tom Brady. If you're picking Tennessee, you either A, or Tennessee Titans fan, or B, off your rocker. Next game, Jaguars versus Minnesota. I picked Minnesota on this one. And I'm a little worried because I know this is AP's first game back. But with the Jaguars, I don't know how they're going to be, just because they're a team that I really didn't really care to watch during training camp or preseason. So I don't know a lot about this team. So I may be in the loop. Maybe I might be missing something that other people have seen of them. But I'm taking Minnesota. I've seen some of their work and hope AP does good this year. I do like him. Next game, which was probably my second hardest game to pick besides the Skins and Saints. And that is the Bills at the Jets. Now, last year the Bills did pretty well. They actually had an undefeated streak going until, well, reality hit. So as for New York, do we really need to say what's going on there? QB controversy? So, depending on who you're picking, if you're going with Buffalo, you're going with a team that has a stable quarterback and they ain't arguing who it should be. If you're going with the Jets, you are crazy. And you are joining me in that category because I am taking the New York Jets at home. I know they didn't score a touchdown over preseason, but you know what? Preseason don't mean jack to me. If you care about preseason, good for you. You get a cookie. If you don't, hey, you're like me. I think Jets win this one. I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk, though, for them. Because if they don't have this QB thing dealt with by week 3, yeah, they ain't doing nothing this year. Next game, Dolphins at Texans. I'm taking the Houston Texans on this one, guys. I believe it's their division to win, theirs to lose for them. I don't trust Miami. I mean, to me, Miami, you're starting a rookie quarterback. You got rid of a lot of players. I mean, you cut Chad Johnson, which to a certain extent I can understand that. But I would at least kept him, you know. But I'm taking the Texans. It should be an easy game for them to win. If they lose, I will be surprised. Next, Seahawks versus Cardinals. I'm taking Seattle. And, you know, I'm not too pleased with them letting T.O. go. But I think they're a better team than Arizona. And, you know, yes, Seattle is on the road. I just think Seattle is going to be somewhat of a threat this year in the NFC. I don't think they can make the playoffs unless some magic happens. But I think they can be a threat. I do like the running game. And I do like the receivers they have. But T.O. would have at least still been a woman because, you know, people would have doubled or triple coverage him. But that's just me. Next, the hardest game for me. And it's also the game of the week in my opinion. The 49ers at Green Bay. Now, if this wasn't later in the season, I probably would have had an easier time because I would have had the weather to go with. But the weather's been kind of good for people, so I can eliminate that. So it comes down to quarterbacks. And, you know, I'll give credit to Alex Smith. Alex Smith had a good season last year. Almost made it to the Super Bowl if it wasn't because of someone else's mistakes. But I think Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay, I think they're ready. I think they're going to win this one. My only question with Green Bay, though, is their defense a bit. I'm not trusting it. But I think the offense will get enough points on the board that they can win this one. So Green Bay is going to win at home. The next game, Panthers versus Buccaneers. It's in Tampa. I'm taking the North Carolina Panthers on this one. I think Cam Newton is going to have another great year. He was Rookie of the Year last year, which I don't think surprised anybody in this world. And I think Panthers are going to do well. They are another team like Seattle to me who can be a threat. But I don't know if it's going to be in the cards for them to make it. But stranger things have happened. Next game. Sunday Night Football game. Steelers versus the Denver Broncos, and this is in Denver. Now, I'm sure originally when the schedule was released, I'm sure a lot of people had Tim Tebow in Denver. That's not the case. We got Peyton Manning. First game back, and you're not as lucky as Minnesota, because at least Minnesota, they get an easy, somewhat game against the Jaguars. You got to play the Steelers defense in your first official game back in the NFL season. And yes, I know everyone's saying, oh, Peyton did good, though, in the preseason. Guess what? Preseason don't mean shit to me. Show me what you can do in the season. The only thing I care about are season and postseason. Preseason, I don't give crap about, okay? Unless somebody gets injured. Other than that, I don't give a shit. I'm taking the Steelers in this one. I think their D is going to have fun without Peyton Manning. And I'm going to be honest, I don't give Peyton Manning a lot of time in this season. I think he'll be out by week 10 at best. I think he's going to get hurt. And Denver fans, I'm not saying it because I'm rooting against you. It's just the one good hit and he lands wrong or he gets hit wrong in that neck area, it's over. And who's your backup? You know, I don't even know who your backup is. You know, but that's me. Now we're done with the Sunday games. Let's get to the 2 Monday night games. First, we got the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Baltimore. Well, anyone who knows me knows, well, there are 2 teams in my household. One is the Dallas Cowboys. The other is the Baltimore Ravens, because, well, my mom's a Baltimore girl. She grew up in Baltimore. She remember when the Colts were actually the Baltimore Colts. Back in the old days before they left Baltimore. I'm going to take the Ravens on this one. They're at home. I know some people are questioning their defense, but I think their defense will do good in week 1. Cincinnati's not a bad team, but they're still a majority of a lot of young talent, and I don't know if they can succeed with that. Baltimore should win this one at home. I trust their defense. I trust their offense. Should be a good win for them, hopefully. Stupid phone. Last game. Don't you just love it when people interrupt you when you're trying to do something? San Diego Chargers at the Oakland Raiders. Okay, there is no home field in this because they ain't that far of a drive from San Diego to Oakland. Okay, so forget about home field for a minute. What this comes down to me is who do you take at quarterback? And I'm taking San Diego. I trust him more. I trust Rivers more. I think they got a good receiving core, and their defense I say is a little better than Oakland. Now Oakland's big advantage is they got probably the best kicker. You know, and Oakland's under new management. I mean, they don't have Al Davis there anymore, so this is a new era for them. I don't know what they can do, and that's being honest. I know some people may disagree with the picks I have, but hey, that's what we love about football, to argue, to hate somebody else, to argue about somebody else's opinion. But let me know what you think of my picks. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a dislike if you didn't like it. Hey, that's cool. I have no beef with that. So just as a recap for my picks, before I go, I got the Cowboys over the Giants, Bears over the Colts, Falcons over the Chiefs, Eagles over the Browns, Saints over the Redskins, Lions over the Rams, Patriots over the Titans, Vikings over the Jaguars, Jets over the Bills, Texans over the Dolphins, Seahawks over the Cardinals, Packers over the 49ers, Panthers over the Buccaneers, Steelers over the Broncos, Ravens over the Bengals, and the San Diego Chargers over the Oakland Raiders, baby. So until I see you for week 2 and later this week for WWE Night of Champions pay-per-view picks, you know how I am. I'm signing out. Have a good Monday. Have a good rest of the week and enjoy week 1 of the NFL season. Peace out.